Magandang araw, hapon, gabi, wherever you are across the globe. We have been in lockdown for over a year now, and while most of us have managed to work and learn from home, some of us have also had to go out to earn a living. But whether you are at home or in the office, it cannot be denied that the self-imposed isolation and the growing uncertainty that haunts our day-to-day have taken a toll on our mental health, which is why there's no better time to come together and be present for each other, especially that October is Mental Health Month. So join us in this online conversation as we talk about how we cope. A mahaba-habang usapan on mental health and wellness brought to us by CNN Philippines in partnership with San Mig Light. Let us now welcome our guests. First up is actress, Miss International 2016, and founder of Mental Health Matters, Queen Kylie Verzosa.
Hey guys, so good to be here again, and hello to everyone watching now.
Thank you for being with us tonight, Kylie.
Thank you so much. I can't wait for this talk.
Now, next up, Philippine Psychiatric Association Fellow, Dr. Jerome Go.
Hi everyone, good evening. Hi Mela and hi Kylie. It's nice to be joined by you. Masaya, masarap at mahaba-habang usapan to ngayong gabi.
Masaya at masarap indeed ang ating mahaba-habang usapan with your presence. And finally, let's welcome Millennial Psychologist Riyan, Portuguez.
Hi everyone! Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be part of this event. Sobrang nakakatuwa na palibutan ako, napakaganda at napakagagaling ng mga tao. Thank you so much.
Lahat tayo ay magagaling, lahat tayo ay magaganda. Maraming salamat for being with us, Riyan, as well as Kylie and Doc Jerome. At sa lahat ng mga nanonood sa atin in their respective homes, I hope you engage with us tonight. If you have questions or you want to seek for an advice with our experts, feel free to do so by typing in your questions or the things that you want to learn from them on our chat box. It's open for discussion. So let's begin. Simulan na natin ang ating mahaba-habang usapan. I know that sinasabi nila na ang pinaka dapat na tinatanong natin ngayon ay ang salitang kumusta. Pero isa rin siya sa mga pinakamahirap nating sagutin at this moment. But I'd like to know, Kylie, kamusta ka and how are you coping in these trying times?
Thank you, Mela. Thank you so much for asking. Well, to be really honest with you, I do have my good days, but I also have my bad days, and hindi lahat ng mga panahon ngayon and hindi lahat ng napapagdaanan ko is okay ako. But I still try my best to cope with the whole situation. But it's so important na huwag niyong i-deny yung nararamdaman niyo. Kung sad ako ngayon, namnamin niyo yung pagka-sad niyo. Kung galit kayo, namnamin niyo yung paggalit niyo. Kasi importante yon para malampasan natin yung mga nararamdaman natin. So, kunwari ngayon, medyo sad ako, I have to acknowledge the fact na sad ako para malampasan ko yung pinagdadaanan ko. So, there are certain things I do to cope. Alam mo yun, I try to keep busy talaga. I exercise. Self-help books talaga yung nakakatulong talaga sa akin. And I spend a lot of time just talking to my friends and to my loved ones kung kamusta ba talaga ako. Kasi na-realize ko this pandemic, kailangan talaga natin ng tao na nakapalibot sa atin. Kasi hindi ko kaya mag-isa. I always need someone to be there or at least talk, to express our feelings. Kasi importante talaga yon. And after all, tao tayo eh. Kailangan natin ng ibang tao na magsusuporta talaga sa atin. So important ang support system natin and yung friends and yung loved ones na makaka-express tayo freely ng ating emosyon.
Thank you so much, Kylie, for that affirmation na hindi tayo nag-iisa, especially in these trying times, na yung pakiramdam na para bang mag-isa tayo ay nararanasan ng lahat. Kaya nga, I guess, at a time like this, mas importante na kumakausap tayo at
Yeah.
kinikilala natin kung ano yung nararamdaman natin.
Yes. Don't be afraid to feel your feelings. Kung sad ka, okay lang. Di ba may phrase nga na, it's okay not to be okay. Because it's really okay to feel these feelings of sadness. Acknowledge natin yung feelings natin para malampasan din natin yun.
Thank you so much, Kylie. Riyan, 3 seasons na tayo ng ECQ. Pabago-bago yung community quarantine restrictions right now. But we need to adjust. In your perspective, how do you think have we adapted to this so-called new normal?
Actually, to be honest, ako man, kahit yung ibang mga tao, no, na nagre-resonate din ako dun sa mga nakikita ko sa comment section. And ako din, nafe-feel ko din na parang most of the time, nafe-feel natin parang ano bang difference itong mga to? Parang almost the same thing lang siya. Na parang all of us, kailangan pa rin mag-follow dun sa safety protocol, social distancing, wearing face mask, kailangan vaccinated ka. So parang halos wala siyang difference. It's just that, alam mo yon, nag-change lang kung gaano tayo ka-frequent lalabas or kailan lang tayo aalaw. Ang nakikita ko lang na parang adjustment ng mga tao, kasama na din ako doon, yung pinaka-constant doon, yung pag-follow pa rin sa safety protocols. And parang may mga nakikita na rin ako ng mga comments din na parang ang Monday, parang walang halos difference din sa Friday. Kaya nakikita mo na burn out yung mga tao ngayon. And ako din as mental health professional, may times na talagang nadadown din ako, napapagod din ako, pero hindi ko inaantay yung pagkakataon na talagang maubos ako. So may mga times din ako din, I also ask for professional help, no, lalo na mas matanda sa akin na psychologist, no, para maging okay ako. So yun, no, prevention is better than cure. So pero yan, litaw na litaw yung burnout ngayon dahil nga dyan sa pabago-bagong mga classifications. Kaya focus on the things that you can control.
Focusing on the things that you can control most, especially pabago-bago ang restrictions at hindi natin ay alam kung kailan ito matatapos. Dr. Jerome, I'm so interested. Of course, napaka-uncertain ng future for us, for the world. And definitely, there will be long-term effects that will be brought to us by this pandemic. Ano-ano kaya itong mga possible long-term effects that could affect our mental health?
Actually, we don't have to look far anymore. Ngayon pa lang, nakikita na natin yung effect na tumataas yung kaso ng mga taong nagpapakonsulta, hindi lang sa kanilang mga katawan, kundi yung damdamin at pag-iisip. I think more than ever, talagang nailagay sa forefront of healthcare and holistic management of conditions and diseases ang mental health, no? Kaya nga pinag-uusapan natin ngayon yan. Tumaas ang kaso ng mga depression, marami ang mga may anxiety, o kaya yung di makatulog sa gabi, insomnia. At nandyan din yung mga trauma, no? Or post-traumatic stress disorder kung tawagin. Sa ngayon, talagang nakababahala kasi kung titignan natin, malayo pa to. Because we are just seeing the immediate impact of it. And long term, syempre nagbago na yung mga pamamaraan, how kids interact with each other. Kung dati ang mga toddlers, nakakasanayan nilang maglaro ng mga patintero, habulan, taguan. Ngayon, puro digital na. No? There are effects that we may not be able to immediately see, but we can somehow predict. Like, how are the kids interacting with each other right now? How about the elders, no, na hindi nakakalabas ng bahay? How are they spending their days? I have seen a lot of cases of aging population who has deteriorated faster. Yung health nila, yung pag-iisip nila. Kasi dati-rati yung mga routines na ginagawa nila, all of a sudden, biglang-bigla. Hindi nila magawa, hindi nila mapagpatuloy, at kailangan nilang magbago into something that they feel helpless. Yung helpless feeling and constant feeling of fear, yung parang lagi kang takot, threat perception, nalalabas ka pa lang ng bahay, iniisip mo na paano ka uuwi ng bahay, brings a person to a point of learned helplessness. Parang nasasanay ka na lang na ganito na ba talaga yung mundo, nawawalan ng pag-asa. Kaya nabanggit kanina ni Kylie na it's okay to not be okay. You know, I say that, I hear that a lot, and yes, it's true. But that's why we are here. We psychiatrists, mental health experts are also making ourselves more available because sometimes when do you say it is not okay to not be okay? Kailan mo nasasabihin hindi na okay? And I think it's very important for me every time I talk to my patients or those who are under my care to remind ourselves that we have the power. No? Meron tayong kakayanang maging masaya. We have capacities. Meron tayong kakayanang magpahinga, mag-connect sa mga kamag-anak natin, and that gives us some comfort that there's hope.
There will always be hope for sure. And ang ganda nung sinabi natin that we keep on highlighting the fact that it's okay to not feel okay at times. And itong feeling na ito ay valid. Ikaw, Kylie, you affirmed the fact that there are times in which you tell yourself, I'm not okay today. When did you realize that you were struggling, and how did you find out that you were struggling?
Ako, Mela, the reason why I started my advocacy 5 years ago was that I underwent clinical depression. So ano ba talaga yung mga symptoms ng depression? One, I had a loss of motivation for anything that I do. Kunwari ako, mahilig talaga ako makinig sa music. Kapag pinapakinggan ko yung song, ayoko na. It doesn't inspire me anymore. So I have no motivation to do anything. Another one is yung loss of energy. Wala akong gana na gawin kahit ano. Hindi ako makabangon. Bangon lang sa umaga. Yung wish ko na lang na sana matulog na lang ako buong araw. Sana wala na lang ako dito sa mundo. Ganun yung mga thoughts ko when I'm depressed. Another thing, low self-esteem. Feeling ko pangit ako. Feeling ko I'm not enough. Feeling ko na hindi ako matalino. Feeling ko kapag kinakausap ako, ginujudge nila ako. Anxious ako lagi. Takot ako lagi. Another thing is yung change in appetite. Are you eating more? Are you eating less? Ako kasi when I was going through it, hindi talaga ako masyadong naghahawak ng pagkain. Pero may mga ibang tao na depressed sila and napaparami yung kain nila. So may change in appetite din sila. Another thing is sleeping also. Do you sleep more? Do you sleep less? Symptoms din yun of being depressed. And ako personally, I isolate from my friends. Yun yung point na parang baka hindi na ako okay kapag ina-isolate ko na yung sarili ko from my friends. And that's when I tend to look into myself and really ask myself, am I really okay? Kasi these are the things I've been feeling so far.
Thank you so much for opening up, Kylie. It means a lot to us to simply hear your story. And knowing the fact that you yourself are going through this, I'm pretty sure marami sa ating mga nanonood ngayon can relate. And if you have questions, if you have a sharing, diba, feel free to give your insights or ask your questions dahil i-address namin yan in a short while. Now na ni-run down ni Kylie yung iba't ibang mga manifestations of not being okay. Doc Jerome, I'm very curious. Siyempre sa tanong na kamusta, madalas nating naririnig, mabuti ako. Can we really say or makikita ba natin talaga na mabuti ang isang tao na okay siya?
You know, Mela, yan yung lagi nating pinapaalala sa mga nakakausap natin na the problem about mental health issues or conditions, you can't predict. A person may appear normal, smiling, seemingly answering you okay, affirmatively, pero deep inside, there's something wrong. There's something the person is worrying about. Kaya kapag tayo nakikipag-usap, kapag kinamusta natin, sometimes, di ba, it's already an automatic parang greeting for us. But in reality, we need to dig deeper, no? We need to take advantage of that communication because there might be something that the person is going through that we need to discuss more, investigate further. Sometimes you don't even have to ask so much. Sometimes it's also a gift to do active listening or reflective listening. Sometimes you just let the person talk. That's why they come to us, no, mga professionals on mental health, because they want to let it out. And sometimes when you let it out, when you let your feelings, emotions, worries, it feels better. So you unload your baggage, your issues. And I guess ngayon, more than ever, mas bukas na ang pag-iisip ng Pilipino, lalo na yung generation ngayon, no? Na sila pa nga yung nagtuturo sa kanilang mga magulang, lolo't lola na, lola, samahan na kita sa doktor kasi mukhang kailangan mo na talagang magpatingin. Pero isa rin yun sa mga pinapaalala ko na pag tayo ay nagpapayo, na sa palagay ko kailangan mo magpakonsulta, huwag natin gawing parang negative. Kasi parang ginagawa kaming parang panakot, di ba? Dadalhin na kita sa psychiatrist. Ganyan, di ba? May mga pagkakataon na hindi ako yung best person na pwedeng magpayo dahil kaibigan kita or kapatid kita. Minsan pwede tayong kumuha ng isang eksperto, an objective opinion or advice from a mental health expert.
Thank you so much for raising that, Doc Jerome. Kasi syempre, sa lipunang Pilipino, more often than not, there is a stigma attached to the idea of consulting with a therapist or consulting with a psychiatrist. That being said, Riyan, I'm interested, when do we know that it's time for us to seek professional help? At paano ba natin malalaman kung psychologist ba or psychiatrist ba ang dapat nating lapitan?
Parang malaman natin kung tayo ba talaga ay magsisik ng help. Tingnan natin kung ano bang itsura ng mental health. Tingnan natin na to na parang spectrum. Hindi ibig sabihin na ito ay dapat tingnan mo lang ng 100% okay ka or 100% dapat mentally ill ka before ka mag-seek ng professional help. May mga pagkakataon na nandun ka sa tinatawag na languishing feeling, yung parang feeling stuck, wala kang motivation, wala kang masyadong interest, no? Parang paulit-ulit na lang, hindi ka naman 100% na parang mentally ill or talagang meron kang sakit, pero hindi ka rin naman 100% na totally okay, parang nasa kalagitnaan ka. So ang approach natin talaga kadalasan sa mental health, dapat ito ay preventive, no, than curative. Yun talaga dapat yung ating gagawin. And at the same time, dapat nagiging cautious tayo or mindful tayo sa nararamdaman natin. Marunong dapat tayo makinig sa katawan natin. Pag nasasabi ng katawan natin na may masakit sa atin, di ba dapat binibigyan natin ng pansin yan, magpahinga tayo. So ganun din sa ating sa ating mental health, no? Kapag feeling mo meron kang dinadamdam, nasasaktan ka, ano kaya ang ibig sabihin nun? Before mo yun maramdaman, ano ang nangyari at kailangan mo siyang i-recognize. Diba? Yun yung mga halimbawa nun. Halimbawa, alam mo may hindi magandang pangyayari. Halimbawa, mayroong problem when it comes to relationship. Nag-sorry sa yung isang tao, hindi porket automatic nag-sorry yan, i-forgive mo siya because it requires processing, diba? Recognition. Ano ba talaga nararamdaman mo, diba? At hindi mo tinitingnan dito yung tao muna, no? Yung sarili munang tinitingnan mo. May mga ganong halimbawa. So, may mga ma-observe ka dyan, no? Halimbawa nito, makikita mo kung ikaw ba ay nagiging dysfunctional somehow. Napapansin mo ba na apektuhan yung socialization mo? Wini-withdraw mo na ba yung sarili mo compared before? May mga pagkakataon man disoriented ka, nahihirapan ka bang matulog, napapadami ka ba ng pagkain, o nababawasan ka ng appetite? Makikita mo yung mga changes na may mga significant changes sa sarili mo, sa nararamdaman mo, sa iniisip mo, lalo na yung iniisip natin, may mga unhelpful thoughts yan. So, hindi mo kailangan na antayin na maging severe ang lahat ng ito, lahat ng aspeto sa buhay mo bago ka lumapit sa mental health professional. Dapat preventive than curative yung ating approach. Yun yung dapat na lagi nating titignan. Ngayon, kung psychologist ba o psychiatrist, kadalasan, una nating ginagawa, lumalapit sa psychologist kasi kami yung more on sa therapy, more on talking, ganyan. Kami naman ng mga psychologists, kapag nakikita namin na talagang yung mga symptoms talaga ay nagsaspike o kaya yung mga symptoms ay talagang nag-a-appear at nangangailangan ng medication, talagang nire-refer din namin kayo sa psychiatrist kasi sila yung mas nakafocus doon sa pag-alleviate ng mga symptoms na yon, no? Nagtutulungan ang psychiatrist at saka psychologist. So kami, di kami allowed na mag-prescribe ng meds, sina psychiatrist yung gumagawa nun. Kami yung karaniwan na gumagawa ng diagnosis at saka ng mga therapy or therapeutic intervention. Sila dun sa parang medical intervention. Pero either naman, helpful naman yun kasi alam naman namin yung mga roles namin. So yung mga psychiatrists din naman, nagre-refer din sila sa psychologist kapag palagay nila nangangailangan ng psychologist. Ganun din kami sa kanila.
Talagang tulungan talaga ang nangyayari in the field of mental health. Pinag-usapan natin yung stigma. How do you think can we get over the stigma when it comes to mental health?
Ako, by simply talking about it. The fact na pinapag-usapan natin ngayon ang mental health, pakonti-konti nawawala na yung stigma with regards to mental health. Encourage people to talk about their mental health. Encourage people to open up kasi yun yung unang step to healing.
Doc Jerome, what are some of the things that we can do in order to manage our mental health?
We have to remember, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, no? Kasi this reality that we are facing right now, Mela, is very uncertain. no? Ngayon nagkaroon ng relaxing ng quarantine restrictions, pero hindi natin alam kung tuloy-tuloy na nga ba sana, no? So my first advice really to people is to live at the moment. Like, let's live at the here and the now. This is the basic dictum of mindfulness therapy, no? Pag sinasabing mindfulness, dapat nandun ka lang sa panahon na yon. Oo, tama, mag-isip ka ng anong mangyayari bukas, pero huwag masyadong nag-aalala. Kasi sa gitna ng napakaraming uncertainties na hinaharap natin ngayon, talagang wala namang makakapredict kung anong mangyayari next week, next month. Even those who are planning trips, these are really very difficult times and uncertain. And the more you expect about, okay, ano bang gagawin ko sa susunod, baka maging mas mahirap for you to adjust. Living at the here and the now grounds you. It brings you to the reality that, okay, this is the reality that we're currently facing. What can I do? It also brings together in harmony, yung nabanggit kanina ni Riyan, na we need to be able to remember the things that are under control. And there are no other better things to control than the ones that you are currently having, di ba?
Mhm.
The ones that you are currently faced with, the reality. Number two, syempre very good also for us to check on each other, no? Yung parang mental health check ng bawat isa, yung kamusta. Lagi ko sinasabi ngayon, meron ng technology, huwag tayong mag-audio call, mag-video call tayo. Kahit na minsan, natatakot tayong lumapit sa mga magulang natin, sa mga seniors dahil we may be exposing them. Instead of just doing a voice call where you can hear the voice, you might as well do a call on video. At least it's the closest thing you can get to becoming more attached. I think it's also very important for us to, yung sinabi ni Kylie, na we acknowledge, di ba? We seek help kung kinakailangan. Kasi nga, prevention is better than cure.
Yay! Thank you so much for those practical tips that you've mentioned, Dr. Jerome. Kylie, you founded this wonderful organization, Mental Health Matters. If we are going through something, how can we call or be in touch with your org?
We have a support group that it's on Facebook. You just have to follow Mental Health Matters by Kylie Verzosa on Facebook, and it's a support group. Pero this is close to people who are going through mental health issues. So kailangan may interview muna before coming in. Pero what we did, because nga of this pandemic, ang dami talaga nagtatanong sa akin, Kylie, saan ba kami pwede magpakonsulta, or do you have any way or any place we can go to that we need for help? So I partnered up with Consulta MD. Kapag tinype nyo yung code na KMD, KYLAE, you get a 1-month free mental health plan. That's unlimited phone calls and 3 video calls to a doctor or to a psychiatrist or psychologist 24/7. And all you have to do is to download the Consulta MD app. So ayan guys, wag na kayo mahiya, and especially if you do need an extra help na talaga, and if you do need professional help, which I really encourage people to seek professional help.
I know we have questions from our viewers this evening. Sige, it's time for us to answer some of the questions that our audience members have raised. To Kylie, paano niyo po nalagpasan yung pinagdaanan ninyong depression?
Ni-research ko muna kung ano yung mga nararamdaman ko eh. Grateful ako na may parents ako na nakakaintindi kung ano yung mga pinagdadaanan ko. Next, nagpa-consulta talaga ako. I really sought professional help. I went to a psychiatrist. Actually, 3 pa nga yung pinuntahan ko kasi ayoko aminin sa sarili ko na, and this was 5 years ago, and hindi pa talaga napapag-usapan ang depression kasi nahihiya ako eh. Nahihiya ako sabihin sa mga friends ko na hindi ako okay or na may pinagdadaanan ako. Nahihiya ako sabihin na I'm not strong, I'm not who you think I am. Yun yung mga nararamdaman ko. So, after consulting professional help, sinundan ko yung prescribe sa akin, but I really opted to go through my depression the holistic way. So, I was grateful enough talaga to have a good support system around me. Unang-una, I really needed to isolate myself from the toxic environment that I was in that was causing my depression. I really had to focus on myself. I really had to analyze kung ano ba talaga yung lifestyle ko, bakit ako nagka-ganito. Just reframing my mindset, positive thinking. Yoga really helped me, meditation. Sobrang struggle talaga siya. It's really hard. Kaya you really need supreme effort from yourself. And dapat gusto mo talaga na maging okay. I journal a lot kasi minsan hindi natin nalalabas yung mga emosyon na nasa atin lang. Or really, I just tend to keep it to myself. So important talaga na malabas yun. I really also had my vision board. I really visualized on who I wanted to become. Mental health is a lifelong journey. Just like self-discovery is. Pero kaya nyo yan. Kayang-kaya nyo yan. Just a little effort, push, and alam mo yun, just surrounding with yourself with good things. And your mind is a garden. Just fill your mind with the right things for you to prosper.
Here's our next question. Would you still need to seek for professional help if you think you can still cope with yourself? Riyan.
Dapat na sinusubukan natin din mag-seek ng professional help kasi sabi nga natin, di ba, ang mental health ay hindi naman siya kailangan na 100% meron kang illness bago ka lumapit sa mental health professional. So kung palagay mo, nakakapag-cope ka, kasi sa gitna ng mental health spectrum, coping tsaka difficulty yan eh. So maaaring nasa gitna ka ng coping tsaka difficulty. So nakakapag-cope ka, nakakapag-survive ka, pero alam mo yon, may feeling na hindi okay, nahirapan ka minsan na i-manage, may mga times umiinit yung ulo mo or nagiging impatient ka, naapektuhan yung performance mo. So, pag may mga ganong bagay na alam mo, nahihirapan ka, so pwede ka mag-seek ng professional help para syempre, mas ma-identify pa kung ano pa yung mga coping mechanism na pwede mong explore, ano yung mga self-care activities na pwede mong tingnan para mas ma-reduce mo yung distress mo at ma-identify mo agad kung ano ba yung pinagmumulan ng problema.
And now for our last question. How do we fight stigma po against mental health kung mismong family ang hindi naniniwala sa depression and such? Doc Jerome.
Gusto ko ipagbigay alam sa lahat na kaya siguro din napakatindi ng support sa mental health ngayon. Kasi alam nyo, naisabatas na ang Philippine mental health law. The government in the Philippines recognizes, just like the whole world, that mental health is very essential. In fact, kami mga psychiatrists, we are advocating that mental health care should be part and part of government response in this pandemic. Kung sakasakali may mga kamag-anak ka na hindi naniniwala, your own family, I think that's why I said earlier, you have to remember that you have the power. You know, it all starts within ourselves. Na meron tayong kapasidad, kung hindi man sila makumbinse, may mga taong hindi naniniwala, pwede pa rin tayong lumapit, dumulog. Merong mga NGOs, may mga government agencies, may mga government-designated hospitals, Consulta MD, or those platforms right now wherein people can take advantage and take care of their mental health. So we really don't have to depend on others. This is not about convincing other people. This is more for yourself. In fact, in other countries, it's now part of lifestyle. Di ba? Yung, sometimes I'm having a bad day. But instead of doing something bad or unhealthy, I talk to my psychiatrist. So it's very, very essential for us to recognize sino ba yung mga positive people na po pwede nating dulugan or pwede nating lapitan kapag meron tayong problem. Kasi di ba may mga ganun tayo, meron tayong go-to meron tayong speed dial person kapag medyo nababad trip ka sa girlfriend mo, sa boyfriend mo, may tatawagan kang person na alam mong pinagkakatiwalaan mo. And I think that's also what's so wonderful about seeking professional is because we assure you that everything we talk about is confidential. These are matters that may be sensitive, that you're not comfortable to talk about. Talagang minsan may mga pagkakataon na mahirap bitbitin yung issue, kaya kailangan mo ng kausap. And sometimes getting an objective advice from somebody who's a professional makes a very big difference.
We are about to end our discussion. Lubos kaming nagpapasalamat sa mga ibinahagi ninyo. It's October Mental Health Month para sa ating lahat. What do you want our viewers right now to hold on to? If there's one statement that you could give them, ano iyon at bakit? Kylie?
Ako, it would be put yourself first. Alagaan talaga natin yung sarili natin and to take care of yourself. Assess talaga natin kung ano ba talaga yung nararamdaman natin. I-accept natin para we get to go through it. Keep on expressing yourself kasi yun din yung unang way para to get better. Express nyo lang yung sarili nyo and remember to be also there for others and remember also to listen to others kasi yun din yung kailangan natin especially in this pandemic.
Thank you so much, Kylie. Put yourself first and be there for others. Riyan?
Gusto ko lang sabihin na do what's best for your well-being. So napakalawak ng basta mararamdaman mo yun kung ano yung nakakabuti sa well-being mo, di ba? Yung mga supportive na mga tao sa paligid mo, yung mga kaya mo lang kontrolin, pag-set ng healthy boundaries, practice ng self-care, lahat ng yon, no? Yun yung maganda para sa well-being mo, nararamdaman mo yun, pakinggan mo yun, maging mindful ka sa sarili mo. At lagi mong tatandaan that there is always hope. Kahit sinasabi sa'yo minsan ng isip mo dahil nasa madilim tayong panahon na walang pag-asa. Pero ang totoo nun, meron at meron kang kayang gawin.
Gumawa ng bagay para sa iyong sarili dahil meron kang kayang gawin. Maraming salamat, Riyan. And finally, Doc Jerome?
Right now, the world faces a pandemic. Now, this is a worldwide crisis. And as a psychiatrist, I know you can relate to the fact that there is a global mental health crisis that we're going through. Hindi lang COVID ang kalaban. Meron ding mga samot-saring mental health conditions na dapat nating i-address. Pero sa lahat ng pagsubok, tulad nga ng sabi nila, wala namang gabi na hindi nagbigay daan sa liwanag. There's always going to be a brighter tomorrow that we can all hope for. Sa ngayon, kung talagang meron tayong pangangailangan, huwag tayong mahiya. We have to fight the stigma. We all struggle. But we need to know that we will be able to go through this. We are staying apart for now because we want to be together tomorrow. And if you really need to consult, remember, we have already adapted to the platform of telemedicine that I may not be able to talk to you face-to-face in my clinic, but I can definitely see you through a video chat, a consult, and talk to you heart to heart.
There's always light in these darkness that we are experiencing right now. And definitely, the light today came from Kylie, Doc Jerome, and Riyan. Maraming salamat sa pagpapaigting ng wisdom na maipagpapatuloy natin ang ating buhay sa pandemyang nararanasan natin. It's so hard to cope. It feels like there's no hope because we don't know when this will end. But rest assured, na tayong lahat ay magsasama-sama, magkakapit kamay dahil sa pagtatapos ng pandemyang ito, we will be together and we will be looking forward at sasabihin natin sa sarili natin, kinaya natin at patuloy natin kakayanin. For those who need help, you may download the Consulta MD app and use the code we will be flashing on screen to avail a 1-month free consultation. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It has been a fruitful session with everyone. I am Mela Habijan, and this has been How We Cope, a Mahaba-Habang Usapan on mental health and wellness, brought to us by CNN Philippines and San Miglite. Mabuhay and stay safe sa ating lahat.